So it's real time. Yeah, so we don't have to send emails to people. Everyone goes to the link and see the document and then for example, the head will say, oh, so and so, can you please add here something about this, something like that. So there would be maybe a group work which requires that. Yeah, but what is important is that only one submission is required for each group. Yeah, not each member submit their own work. Yeah? That's not group work, that's individual work. Yeah, so group work. Um, I thought that was yes. I think some people were um, a bit confused then. Okay, so then secondly, your quiz. I've not really look at it, finalize it, but I just open it, scan it. You all did very well actually. Nobody failed, and then some even got 100%. So, so that means I have to raise the bar a bit. Maybe that was too easy. So never mind. But it's good. It's good to know that you did very well. You prepared for it. You read it. You read the readings and all that. So that's very nice to see. Yeah. Okay. So today we are going to continue our discussion based on syntax. I'm going to share my screen. I've already recorded it, yeah. Syntax lecture. Can't see it, huh? Meaning I have to unshare. So we are here. If I share my PowerPoint, you can see. Okay. Okay, so we started the last class after the quiz. We actually started introduction to syntax. So today we're going to proceed with the rest of syntax, and then we finish off the day. Next time we start with semantics. Okay. So we looked at categories. Yeah, so categories, we have categories at the word level, and at word level, the categories is based on some common linguistic properties. So the properties could be morphological and syntactic properties. Yeah. So morphological means the ed, for example. So the verbs have a property of putting an ed in English, putting an ed for past tense. So that is the feature of the verb. Nouns will have plural. In English, you have the S for plural, let's say, or even the irregular plural, the en, oxen, yeah, or the zero. The zero plural means sheep. Sheep as in animal, sheep, one sheep. But if there's more than one sheep, it is still sheep, no S. In Malay, for example, we'll do gandaan, we'll do kata bilangan together with the noun. Yeah, so those are the features, the properties. So these words, if it's a verb, what are the properties that the verb has? So as I said just now. So and then another category is at the phrase level. So the phrase level also shares some syntactic properties. So so we'll see syntactic properties. Okay. And then as we know, we'll be talking about rules. So even what's his name? That guy, Peter. Anyway, the video that you saw. he talks about rules. So linguists posit the existence of rules of syntax in the unconscious mental grammar. So there are many rules in our mental grammar. One of them is syntax, so rules of syntax. The rules specify how words may be combined with each other to produce grammatical, well-formed sentences. Yeah? So our rule for syntax will make sure that we combine phrases which can be combined, which can make one constituent for that language, for English, for example. And that form that the sentences that are produced are well formed. Well formed meaning they observe the syntactic rule of the language. Yeah? Generative grammars. Generative grammars are Noam Chomsky generative grammarians. And we are basically adopting generative grammars. So generative grammars generate sentences that are allowed by the grammar, by the rules of the grammar. So sentences are considered grammatical if it is consistent with the rules. So it follows the rule, it becomes grammatical, it becomes well-formed. Sentences which are ungrammatical and not consistent with the rules of grammar are ungrammatical or not well-formed. Okay. And then, for example, and then in another instance, a parallel situation where you have colloquial language. Colloquial language is the variety of language that we use every day. All languages have colloquial variety. So I'm speaking English to you now. After this class, I will not speak this kind of English to my children, for example. I'll speak English, but not that English. So it's more relaxed, more colloquial. So in colloquial, the notion of grammaticality is still there, but it is not called grammatical or ungrammatical. Instead, it's called acceptability. Acceptability means if the speaker accepts the form of the sentence, then that form of sentence is grammatical. Yeah. But imagine like there's a big group of us. How many speakers of English, the whole world, right? Or how many speakers of Malaysian English, the whole of Malaysia, you know? We sort of like agree on certain well-formedness of our sentences. So the notion of acceptability. So sometimes when people ask, how do I know it's acceptable? It is acceptable when the speaker uses it and the hearer understands it. Speaker uses the form of sentence and the hearer, the person that the speaker is talking to, accepts, understand, and respond. So that is acceptability. Sometimes when you hear someone speak and you say, oh my, why he's not, you just ring a bell in your mind. That's not how I say it. So for example, if someone comes to me and say, kamu nak pergi ke? And katakan a student comes into my room and say, kamu nak pergi ke? Immediately you can see me like recoiling, or at least my neck is like a bit straightened, and look at him, because that is ungrammatical, unacceptable lah. So there is some rules like sociolinguistic rules also, that the terms of reference. So if you go to a teacher, you say cikgu atau doktor, doktor nak pergi ke? Macam tu. You don't say kamu nak pergi ke? Kamu tu macam I would say to my friends or my student. You see, so there is this notion of when to use things. So acceptability, unacceptability is the equivalent of grammatical and ungrammatical, but the situation is different. In grammatical, ungrammatical is more formal language, and then acceptability and unacceptability is more for everyday use of the language, colloquial language. But in both instances, both are using their mental grammar. Yeah? Okay. So now when we talk about let's see what I think I want to say. I talk about rules first. And then what is this? Head, categories. Oh, I see categories. I want to talk about rules first. Yes. Okay, let's talk about rules. Oh, I have to start again. Okay, rules. So linguists post the existence of. Oh no, we've done this. Sorry. Oh wait. Oh, that's it. So if I say categories, rules, okay, done. Okay, never mind. This one. So when we look at constituents of syntax, we're looking at phrases. So let's look at phrases. So phrases are, for example, kick the ball, that's a verb phrase. Proud daughter, that's an adjective phrase. And then preposition phrase, in the garden. So these are all phrases. You notice that I've actually put a different color to the for the verb phrase. I put a different color for kick. I'm trying to say that this is the head of the verb phrase. So each of this phrase has a head. Like ketua jawatan itu kan, head. Where the head is the important lexical category that determines the properties of the phrase. So this is a verb phrase. So usually the verb phrase is belong to the verb. Yeah? So rightly, the head of the verb phrase is the verb kick. And then you have the adjective phrase where proud of his daughter. You want to know which is the head. So it is an adjective phrase. So by right, the head would be an adjective, which is proud. And in the garden, the head is the preposition. Okay, so this is the notion of the head. We will discuss later lah what that means. Phrases can also contain other phrases. So this is the nesting, embedding that we talked about in terms of creativity. We say languages are creative because the speakers can actually talk about produce sentences which are infinite. So for example, I think what's his name? Peter. That speaker, he gave you a sentence. What's his name?
Steve
Apa nama dia?
Is it Steve Pinker?
Steve Pinker. Oh God. Steve Pinker. So Steve Pinker claimed that someone claimed that there is a longest sentence in the world. The longest sentence in the world. There was a slide, that was in the video, the longest sentence in the world. And then he said, but that's not quite true because there are longer sentences. And what he did was he just put the longest sentence. And then Sam heard, John said, and then someone like another person, John, Mary thought, John heard that Sam said, or something like that. So the sentence get longer and longer, and it's because of the fact that the phrase can contain other phrases. So tadi kalau kita cakap yang tadi tu, it's this one, it's the verb phrase, isn't it? So let's say I say John thought Mary heard that we are what? We are happy today. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So this is the sentence that, let's say, katakan this one is the longest sentence that Steven Pinker was saying. You can actually embed. So a phrase, so this is actually a verb phrase, a verb phrase within a verb phrase within a verb phrase. So the verb, yeah. So this is called phrases within another phrase. Or sometimes we call it nesting. It's called nesting phrases or some people call it embedding. Embedding. But that is the most extreme case lah. But what we want to show here is just that we can have another phrase within another phrase. So, for example, if you say kick the ball. So this is the tree diagram. Kick the ball. You have the verb phrase which has the verb in it, kick. And then you have another phrase, and this phrase is actually, as I said, maximal projection, the highest level for nouns. So you can have a full noun phrase here, and many others. So you can actually nesting or embedding. Okay. So now we go into phrases. So in phrases, phrases are actually constituents. They are by right constituents. They are a unit. They behave in the same manner. Headedness. We already talked about headedness. Now we're going to talk about phrase structure rules. So in language, we have the noun phrase, the verb phrase, the adjective phrase, the prepositional phrase. Yeah. So let's go by the noun phrase. So then these are the examples of noun phrases. So you have John, the woman. Imagine John ate the pie. Let's say, so John is the noun phrase. The woman ate the pie. So the woman, determiner, noun. This the is a determiner, woman is a noun. So you can have the determiner and the noun, the woman. You can also have a longer phrase, which is the woman with the red hat. So you add on to the woman a prepositional phrase. And preposition phrase will have the preposition plus the noun phrase. And what is in the noun phrase is the determiner, adjective, and noun. And we can have a longer one too. For example, the woman with the red hat that John was talking to yesterday. I think I need to repair this. This is not the head. This is not the, well, this is, well, the, I'm talking about the noun phrase, can? We're talking yesterday. This is the noun phrase. When he went to buy some batteries for his camera at the store. The woman with the red hat that John was talking to yesterday when he went to buy some batteries for his camera at the store was my... So this is a long sentence, but equally the subject, the noun phrase subject, is also long. You can have the woman with the red hat that John was talking to yesterday. This is the noun phrase. Okay. So in terms of sentence structure, each of these behaves the same way. Same way. Why? Because each is a noun, and it can take the common nouns can take the plural. Of course, proper noun like John cannot take plural lah. But like woman can take plural. You can put a numeral there. Two women. What else? You can take an adjective there. The fat woman. You know. So these are the characteristics. They behave the same way. Similar way. So they are. And what is the head? The head for this noun phrase is John. For example, John ate the pie. So John is a noun phrase. The woman. This is the noun phrase, but what is the head? The head is woman. I think that was what I was trying to. Yeah, so I think I underline as the head. So this is the head. So however complex the noun phrase is, the head is still, well, almost lah. The head is the noun here. Okay. So this is the. Okay, in Malay. Let's look at Malay. I really don't know how to start a. Okay. Noun phrases in Malay. You can have a pronoun in the noun phrase. So dia. You can have budak gemuk itu mengayuh basikal. So budak gemuk itu is the noun phrase. And then you can have Fatimah. Fatimah as the noun phrase. And you can have a complex noun phrase. And the complex noun phrase is lelaki yang bercermin mata hitam itu. Itu kompleks adalah bapa saudara saya. So you can see that quite a variety of things can go into the noun phrase. First, the pronoun. Secondly, a combination of the, what is the head here? The head is budak lah sebab the noun phrase lah. So budak and then adjective gemuk and then determiner itu. So this is the noun phrase. You can have a proper noun, a name of someone or something, Fatimah for example. And then you can have the complex noun phrase. For the complex noun phrase, what you have here is actually a noun and relative sentence. So noun is lelaki and the relative sentence is yang bercermin mata itu. So in Malay, relative clause is marked by yang. So lelaki yang bercermin mata itu. So this is a complex noun phrase. Okay, so these are the possible elements inside the noun phrase. Okay, now we talk about phrase structure rules and noun phrase. So phrase structure rules is the rule that we referred to as syntactic rule. So it's in the form of phrase structure rules. A phrase structure rule provide a way to express some of the basic properties of syntactic structure. It expresses the basic syntactic concepts that any notation must capture, namely that syntactic structure is divided into phrases and that each phrase has a head. Okay. So as we saw just now, the sentence would have different phrases, and each phrase has a head. And then what is phrase structure rules? Phrase structure rules are rewrite rules. Rewrite rules which describe the formation of phrases or sentences. So as you notice here, this is my rewrite rule. There's an arrow here, so there are two sides of the arrow. On the left is the name of the phrase, which is a noun phrase, let's say, and then on the right is the elements that is in the noun phrase. So the way we read this formulas somehow, or this rule, is that a noun phrase can be rewritten as an adjective determiner. I should say phrase structure rules. So katakan if I have this, example of phrase structure rule. Okay, how do you read this? You say a noun phrase can be rewritten as consisting of noun of elements in the phrase, such as noun, adjective, and determiner. In fact, phrase structure rules sometimes I call it rewrite rules. It might look like complicated, but it's not. It's basically just if you're familiar with, you're from the science stream, you're familiar with formulas, and so this is mathematical. So you take a collection, you take a constituent, and you rewrite the constituent into the elements which is contained in that constituent. But you read it as a noun phrase can be rewritten as consisting of elements. So the head of the phrase is the most important part because it determines the category of the phrase. All the elements that combine to form a phrase are called constituents. Okay. So budak gemuk itu mengayuh basikal. So budak gemuk itu is a noun phrase. So we can actually list. Probably I'm listing this because, but I shouldn't list this. It's very confusing. I'll just say rewrite rule. What is the rewrite rule? So the rewrite rule is NP, noun adjective determiner. And then we have budak gemuk itu mengayuh basikal. So basikal is also a noun phrase kan? So we say basikal. Only a noun is in here. So we actually say a noun phrase is equals to noun. It's okay. It's okay to have one element in a noun phrase or more than one element in a noun phrase. One element is possible, more than one also is possible. Like Fatima. Fatima just now, the noun phrase, actually I should write written as N. And then also here was dan lelaki yang bercermin mata hitam itu NP rewritten as noun relative clause lah. Relative clause. I think I see. Oh. Relative clause. As consisting and a relative clause yang sorry. Any question about that? Because you're going into now a verb phrase now. Any question about how to rewrite rules? It's okay, so we will do some practice today. Okay, verb phrase. The verb phrase always consists of the head, which is a verb. Verbs have different types of verbs. So you have the intransitive verbs, and then this one is an intransitive verb. Verbs with noun phrase objects, transitive verbs. So we have intransitive verbs and we have transitive verbs. So transitive verbs have objects after the verb. Intransitive verbs do not have objects. Let's say if some object happens, it's optional. Okay, optional. Optional means it can happen. If it happens, okay. If it does not occur, it's okay also, optional. So example of verbs in Malay, for example, lari, ayat perintah, command. So lari. So this is a actual VP verb phrase, and it consists only the verb. So VP rewritten as verb. Kakak mandi. This is a statement, still a intransitive verb. So you have VP consists of the V because kakak is the agent. Kakak is not in the VP. Okay, so verbs with other elements such as negation or auxiliary and adverb. So here you notice that there is adik belum lagi mandi. So belum is negation, lagi is adverbial, and verb is mandi. So when we do the rewrite rule, we say VP can be rewritten as negation according to the order of the words in the sentence. So after the subject is the negation, so we have negation first, and then lagi is an adverb, and then mandi is a verb. Saya akan ke sekolah. Saya akan ke sekolah. Notice here, however, that when we say, sometimes we drop the head, which is very interesting. But even though there's no verb here, but the verb is very strong, very salient. Saya akan pergi ke sekolah. Tapi sebab kita selalu cakap, so we say saya akan ke sekolah. Maksudnya pergi. Saya bukan buat benda lain. So in that case, I will say a VP consists of akan is an auxiliary. So aux, kita panggil aux. So aux here. And then ke sekolah is a prepositional phrase. And then notice that I put the verb there in bracket. If we have something in bracket, but it's not optional, but it's not being said lah, it's not being said, so tidak ada nyatakan dalam ayat ni, maka kita buat dia dalam tak boleh lah. I think it cannot be a bracket, it has to be without a bracket. Maknanya dia memang perlu ada lah kat situ kan, sebab dia verb phrase kan. So we just gonna take away the bracket. So just gonna say like that. So kalau kita cakap macam ni, maknanya verb tu mesti hadir, obligatory, obligatory to occur. Verbs with noun phrase object. Ahmina membaca buku. So you have VP, V and P. Buku is MP. Ibu memasakkan kami gulai. There's two object noun phrase here. So the verb phrase is memasakkan kami gulai. That's the verb phrase. So memasakkan is a verb. Kami is a pronoun and gulai is an NP. Makan nasi itu, ayat perintah. So kita ada verb makan, noun phrase nasi itu. Or verbs with noun phrase objects and prepositional. Aminah membaca buku di ruang belajar. So we take from membaca buku di ruang belajar. So this is the verb phrase. So what is in the verb phrase? You have the verb membaca, we have the noun phrase buku, and we have the prepositional phrase di ruang belajar. Okay. Ini sama jugalah. Tapi di sini perhatikan, I put adik mandi di tepi perigi. So I said VP rewritten as verb. And then I put the prepositional phrase in bracket, means that indicates optional. So meaning I can actually say adik mandi without saying di tepi perigi. I can say adik mandi and it's complete. So of course the prepositional phrase, it can happen, and if it's not there, it's also okay, also grammatical. Okay, so rewrite rules are basically kita specify, we specify the elements in the constituent verb phrase. Any question?
Sorry, teacher, I have a question. About the Amina membaca buku di ruang belajar, the preposition phrase no need to put bracket ke?
Aminah membaca buku. Yeah, that's true. Your name? Siapa ni?
Tan Yihui from Speech Therapy.
Tan Yihui.
Yeah.
Good question.
Thanks.
Because I just said that if, because you can actually stop here, right? You can actually say Aminah membaca buku. The meaning is complete. So therefore, I'm going to put the prepositional phrase in bracket. Okay. Any other question? Okay, then we proceed to adjective phrase in Malay. Adjective phrase, for example, you have only the adjective phrase. The adjective, dia nampak letih. So letih is an adjective. Dia amat marah. Marah is an adjective. Dia sangat pandai. Pandai is an adjective. Hari gelap benar. Gelap is an adjective. Pagi masih awal sangat. Awal is an adjective. Okay, so if I want to make a rewrite rule, I say adjective phrase, sometimes I can be rewritten as okay, set okay, adjective. Oh, it does have an intensifier. Intensifier amat amat marah. So actually the adjective phrase is this one. Sangat pandai. Gelak benar. Masih awal sangat is the adjective phrase. Sorry. I think I was thinking more of the head tadi. So I have to say something here. I say an adjective a degree of either and or an adjective and a degree word. Panggil degree word. Like amat, sangat, benar, masih, sangat, that's degree word. And these words only occur with adjectives. So I will say that. So my rewrite rule would be this one. Adjective phrase. Oh, I have to put the degree word. So I say degree word. DEG. Sangat pandai, same. We just copy paste. Actually, the rewrite rule is almost the same. This one is a bit different. This one actually the degree word is at the back. We have the adjective first, and then the degree word is after the adjective. And this one, it's flanking the. Oh, I can still use it. So let's say then I just put in a degree. So these are the rewrite rules for adjective phrase. As you can see, this is the head, right? This is the head. This is the head. The head is in the middle. So you notice that either the degree word happens before the head or after the head or flanking or on both sides of the head. If you go back to the adjective phrase just now, because I have, but you could see actually, you know, let's say if I don't highlight this, that's the head. Because there is some generalization here. There's always a head in the rewrite rule of that phrase. Sorry. So you can see the head of the verb phrase when there's more than one element lah. Kalau it's just one element, cannot see anything, but it's just one element. Let's say if there's more than one element, then you can see that the head is either being preceded by some elements like negation, adverbial, or the head can be in the middle between the auxiliary and the prepositional phrase. This is the verb being, the head verb being in front. Yeah. So for verb phrase, either it is in front or it is in the middle. Yeah. Okay. We go to the noun phrase just now. Noun phrase. Noun is the head. Is the head and pronoun is the head. So for Malay, in the noun phrase, the n is always at the beginning of the rule. Okay. In talking about this, we sometimes say this is head initial, head initial, because the head happens in front of the. So we can say here, there are two types. Head initial. Head initial and head final. So for noun phrase is head initial because so NP is head initial. Head initial. And then verb phrase. It can be no. It's head final. If it's the only one, is like that, and then if there's more than one element, it can happen at the end. Head final. It can happen in the middle, and it can happen in the front. So for verbs, head can occur for all position, initial, medial, and final position. Okay. Understand? What about this one? It can happen final or beginning. Yeah. So for the phrase, the head can happen either head final, head initial, final position. Maybe all. Right. So we move on to preposition phrase. Preposition phrase, we write it as prep P. Preposition phrase contains a preposition and a noun phrase. Oh, sorry lah. Lupa. Usually it can go this way. It cannot go straight. Okay. So preposition phrase contains a preposition and noun phrase. A very simple rewrite rule. So you can have di atas meja prepositional, di atas, or D is prepositional, atas meja is a noun phrase. Macam okay, kata nama arah macam tu. D is a preposition. So D are all prepositions, and then you have the noun phrase. Yeah. Okay, so then we have sentences, because we know that the phrases combines to form sentences. So in grammar, there are two terms. They use, so larger units like clauses and sentences involve hierarchical structure as well. They involve the arrangement of these phrases with respect to one another. So a sentence is a set of words that is complete in itself. It has a complete thought, typically containing a subject and a predicate, conveying either a statement meaning, a question meaning, exclamation, command. Yeah? Consists of a main clause and sometimes one or more subordinate clause. Okay, so example, dia tadi tu lah. Ali makan roti. So this is a sentence. Complete thought lah. Ali makan roti. We have the agent, the doer, and the object that's being eaten. So Ali makan roti. So this is a sentence. And then you have a clause. So a clause is a group of words that contains clauses. Verb phrase. Understand? It's a clause that a group of words that contain both a subject and a predicate, but cannot always be considered as a full grammatical sentence, because clauses can be either independent clause, sometimes also called main clause, or dependent clause, or called subordinate clause. So you say, for example, bila saya terjaga dari tidur, ayah masih membaca. It's like this, apabila saya terjaga dari tidur, ayah masih membaca. So there are two clauses here. This is the main clause, independent clause. Ayah masih membaca. So it is like the sentence, isn't it? Complete meaning. So you have the doer, ayah, and membaca. It can stand on its own. That's why it's independent. However, this one, apabila saya terjaga dari tidur, is a subordinate clause. Subordinate clause because it cannot occur alone. It needs the main clause. So you cannot say apabila saya terjaga dari tidur. It sounds like hanging there. Apabila saya terjaga dari tidur, dia tak habis. People are waiting for you to finish the sentence. So this is called a dependent clause. So this is a dependent. Independent. Okay. At times they look similar, sentence and clause, but it's just that clause has dependent and independent. Alright. So ini, and then the rewrite rule is clause rewritten as noun phrase aux VP. So if we look at this one, contains of noun phrase saya VP, ataupun noun phrase saya, the whole thing is a VP lah. So I think for, you just say NPVP. So this is the rewrite rule for alright. So I want to show you, actually we can do you can actually say what is a noun phrase in this sentence. So you can actually if you want to help me, you can unmute your mic and tell me what's inside the sentence, the phrase. So let's look at saya. So what is the noun phrase? Consists of pronoun. Then I take another noun phrase. Saya, pronoun same, okay. Oh, tak adalah noun phrase. So and then I take the verb phrase, because after the noun phrase here is the verb phrase, right? So I'm going to take the verb phrase. So what is in the verb phrase?
Degree what? Masih.
Sakit
Boleh
is a
ke?
noun, a verb phrase. So
Oh,
what is
sakit.
sakit? Sakit adalah? Rasa macam adjective lah.
Sakit verb. Adjective.
Adjective. And then another verb phrase is masih boleh bekerja. Masih boleh bekerja is a verb phrase. So we need to specify that.
Hmm.
So what is in that verb phrase?
Masih degree work ke?
Degree hanya, bagi saya, degree hanya untuk adjective. But for verb, we can say is an auxiliary. Auxiliary tu apa? Auxiliary is a group of words which supports the verb. So masih boleh is a degree, is a auxiliary. Kita kata aux. Masih boleh dan bekerja. Alright, ada tak lagi yang kita kena specify? Then now after we've written all the noun phrase or phrases, we go to lexical, meaning we say what is in noun. What is a noun in this sentence? So a noun,
I have a question. For the VP equals to the adjectives part, how is that a verb phrase without a verb?
betul. So it should be adjective phrase. Tapi sebenarnya ada dua verb phrase kat sini. Sekejap, sorry.
I mean the third one where it says VP arrow to adjectives.
Kadang-kadang dia kata predicate. VP. So this should be a V adjective. Sorry, a adjective phrase. Adjective phrase which is a predicate. So VP aux V. Betul lah. So now, faham tak? Ada soalan yang saya dah tukar daripada verb phrase jadi adjective phrase. So I want to put a curly bracket. This one. Ataupun I just use this bracket. So then MP in the sentence is saya. Saya je sebenarnya. So to be specify the lexical categories. So the verb, what is a verb? Copy this. So after I've done the, after I done the phrase level, I go to word level. Now I'm at the word level. So I specify what is in the word. What is in the word? The verb, the word category of the verb. So verb is bekerja. Specify what is in the adjective. The adjective is sakit. Yang saya kena specify. And then you have the connective, which is walaupun and tetapi is a connective. Walaupun tetapi separate. So we say kata hubung, which is a connective. It can consist of and tetapi. So actually these are all rewrite rules sebenarnya, tapi at different levels lah. So this is what we call syntactic rules.
So doctor, does it mean that the clauses consist of the noun phrase, a verb phrase, and an adjective phrase?
According to the different parts of the sentence. So the verb phrase here, aux V, is this one. Masih boleh bekerja. Ini. Lepas tu another verb phrase. No, there's no verb phrase. Only adjective phrase. Here. So adjective phrase here. So the adjective phrase here is for this one. Saya sakit. Just sakit. And then what is the lexical category for the noun in this sentence is only saya. for the verb is bekerja, and then for the connective is walaupun tetapi. So I have actually specified. So this is a rewrite rule for the whole of the sentence. Imagine it's a mathematical formula, and it tells you, it tells the software, the computer, to string the words into sentences. So we say a clause consists of a noun phrase and a verb phrase, and then what is in the verb phrase. So based on this, what is in the verb phrase? So then we look at the sentence and we say, oh, the noun, what is in the noun? Sorry, what is in the noun? So we look at the sentence and we see the pronoun. So we say NP is equal to pronoun, and then adjective phrase sakit. What is in there? Adjective sakit. And then VP, which is this one, ox V, yeah. And then we specify the lexical in the word category noun, saya pronoun. Word category for the verb is bekerja, adjective sakit, walaupun tetapi. Okay, so I was looking at your textbook, chapter 7. When you read that, chapter 7, it will make you understand better. Okay. Okay, then of course these are the rewrite rule of phrase structure rules. So these are rewrite rules or phrase structure rules. Okay, I want to go to the exercise. Let's try do this one. That glass suddenly broke. Before we do the PS rule, we need to identify what's in the sentence. So we need to say, where's the verb? This is the verb. Suddenly, okay, that and glass, it goes together, yeah? So we put that as a constituent, that glass. However, glass and suddenly, not together. But suddenly and broke can go together. So actually suddenly is an adverb. So an adverb can happen anywhere. You can say that glass suddenly broke. Suddenly that glass broke. That glass broke suddenly. So suddenly can happen at the beginning of the sentence, can happen in the middle of the sentence, and can happen at the end of the sentence. So this is an adverb. This is the behavior of adverbs. So now, having identified the constituent, only I do the phrase structure rule. Kan? So I would actually say, what is in this? I have that glass is a noun phrase, kan? And then suddenly is an adverb. Buat siap-siap. And then broke is a verb phrase. So then I draw my phrase structure rule. Put in my arrow. What is in that glass? Determiner and noun. Suddenly, it should be it is an adverb phrase, but it is an adverb lah. Suddenly, kalau I copy this, I should be able to do, yes. So adverb phrase suddenly is adverb phrase, adverb lah. And then broke is a intransitive verb, only one verb. So this is my phrase structure rule, but this is also a sentence. So I'm going to say, I have the sentence. Sentence is equals to NP adverbial phrase. sorry, NP verb phrase. NP. Okay, let's say I want to draw a tree diagram. As you drew some of you drew the tree diagram for, let's see, I take this and I want to do a tree diagram of this. Oops. Copy. Put it here. So now I can draw my tree using this rewrite rule. So it says I take an S, and then I divide the S into, according to the rule, S, rewrite S NPVP. So I'm going to do NP VP. Then what is in the NP? So the NP says there's a det and an N. So I'm going to do a det and an N. And then what is in the VP? The VP has a adverbial phrase and a V. And now I come to the word level. So we come to the word level. Then I can insert the word. So that glass suddenly under the V is broke. So then I can draw my tree lah. Insert design. Sorry, shape. Can put my tree. So you can draw. And then join the thing. Okay. Let's look at the other sentences. Just choose any sentence. Do what I did just now, and do it on a piece of paper so that you can actually show us. Maybe each you just take any sentence, and then I will call on people to who did sentence B, let's say. Okay, let's take about 15 minutes ke, or less. Once you're ready, just say, Doctor, I'm done. Okay, let's do that. Don't know. Hello, how are we doing? Doing okay? Okay, can we start? Let's see. This is not showing. So who wants to start first? Let's say a sentence B. A jogger ran towards the end of the lane. Any volunteers? The detective hurriedly looked through the records. Maybe we have someone do the phrase structure rule and another person do the tree diagram for that sentence. Ibu memasak bubur kacang di dapur. Muhammad akan bermain trompet secara solo dalam konsert tersebut. Okay, so I'm going to unshare because whoever wants to answer, you have to share your screen or put your picture, upload your picture on the chat. Any volunteers? For the sentence, a jogger ran towards the end of the lane. Yeah.
Can I try?
Yeah. Who's this?
Iza.
Iza?
Yes. From audiology.
Audiology. So the sentence, which one?
A jogger ran towards
Okay.
the end.
So what's
Wait.
the constituent in that sentence?
I do a jogger, one constituent, ran towards one constituent, the end of the lane, one constituent. Then I
Ran is
do
one constituent.
ran towards.
Ran towards the end of the lane. Okay. So you want to share your phrase structure rules?
Can I just read like the noun phrase? Or yeah, sure. I'll share. Wait,
Oh, you want to share already. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hide share. You can just take a picture and then are you using your handphone or your laptop?
I'm using my laptop.
So you can actually email yourself the picture and then show us the picture.
Okay. Wait a minute, doctor.
So you've done the phrase structure rule and the tree. Have you done the tree also?
I just do the face structure rule.
Okay.
I didn't
Can
do the...
someone do the tree for us? Yi Chin. Zui Chin. Zui
Yes,
Chin?
doctor.
Yes. Can you draw the tree for a jogger ran towards the end of the lane?
Okay.
Alright. And then we upload your tree diagram and share. Okay, Iza. Iza,
Doctor, can I share now?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Can you see it, Doctor?
Yeah.
So I do the noun phrase rules according to the apa tu
Phrase
according
structure rules. The rewrite rules.
yes
Yeah?
I do the noun phrase for a jogger. A jogger is a determiner and jogger is a noun.
Mm.
For verb phrase, I do for ran towards. Ran is a verb, toward is a preposition, and noun phrase at the end of the sentence is noun phrase. Consists of preposition, the end. Uh, D is no D is determiner, N is preposition. The lane D determiner and lane is a noun.
Wait, I think your first noun phrase is okay, determiner noun. And then your verb phrase, you have verb, preposition, towards. Okay, towards it's actually more closer in meaning with towards the end of the road rather than ran. So you might want to do just sekarang ni, yes, you do have verb phrase, verb preposition phrase, not preposition, preposition phrase. And then you do a preposition phrase rule. Um, and then preposition rule means you have towards the end of the road is a noun phrase, can? And then you have the noun phrase. So the noun phrase will not have the preposition. The noun phrase is actually the end of the road. That is the noun phrase. So your noun phrase now has the determiner and end of the lane. End of the lane is the noun, but actually inside the noun there's another preposition phrase which is of the lane. Kan?
Oh.
So sekarang ni you tak ada preposition phrase, so you need to have after the VP you need to have a preposition phrase here for towards the end of the lane. And then in your preposition you say a NP. Kan? Satu MP ni and then satu MP yang dalam preposition phrase. So you would have VP V prep towards the end of the, so V preposition phrase. Okay, and then that preposition phrase rule will have preposition, the end is the noun, and another PP. Another PP, preposition phrase. Of the lane, of the lane. And then you have to see whether your preposition, the two preposition has the same rule or not. You probably have the same rule, so you can use one preposition phrase, one rule. If the rule, if preposition rule is, or for now let's just list everything lah to make it clearer again. So we have two prepositional rule lah. Then later we can collapse if they are the same. Then you have noun phrase. Noun phrase, no preposition. Noun phrase is just the end, one noun phrase, and then the other noun phrase is the lane. So actually NP ni, the N ni can determine noun can be used for both NP because they are the same. Any question? Orang lain ada soalan tak? Do you have any question? So you go home and you do. You do, and the textbook will guide you further in terms of drawing and doing the rule and drawing. Okay, Iza, thank you so much.
Okay, doktor.
So now it's saya suruh siapa tadi? Zui.
Yeah, me, doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll share my screen.
Alright. Thanks.
Okay. This is my. Can you see the screen?
Yes. I just need to see the three. Your you need to modify your MP under PP. First of all, your prep has to be PREP.
Okay.
And then here is a bit. So towards the end is the noun phrase, and then you have the PP here for off the lane.
For the here.
Off the lane is a preposition phrase, Here.
Of the here. Of the is a prepositional
Off is
phrase.
together with the lane. You see your determiner noun phrase. The end is one noun phrase, and then here is a PP. Off the lane. So your PP will have off as the preposition, and then your MP is the lane.
So does it mean that the MP here is not supposed to be here?
No, the MP is okay. It's actually it all comes out from the NP actually. It's describing the NP. Off the lane is describing the N. So it's okay here, NP. PP. Sorry, the PP is modifying the noun phrase the lane. Because your preposition here dia banyak stacking tau. Your preposition here is towards the end of the lane. So towards the end of the lane. So you have the MP here, okay. And then here will be the lane. This one, the lane. And then here will be the PP, which is off the lane. And then inside of the lane tu ada NP, the lane. Yeah, so just repair this part lah. Otherwise the rest okay. Good. Alright.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Want try another one? Melayu punya. Ibu memasak bubur kacang di dapur. Siapa nak cuba? Siapa yang...
Doctor, may I try?
Yes. And you are?
I'm Dan Yihui.
Siapa?
Dan Yihui from Speech Traffic.
Okay.
So I share my screen now.
Yes.
Doctor, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, ibu memasak bubur kacang di dapur. So, ibu I put as noun phrase. Memasak bubur kacang I put as verb phrase. And di dapur I put as preposition phrase.
Okay, usually at this sentence level, we only have the NP and the VP. And then this prep will come out of the VP. So
Means
this one without the prep P lah.
So we need to put bracket.
No need. No. You take it out you put it under the VP, and then bracket, yes, but in the rewrite rule lah. Do you have the rewrite rule? Did you
No.
do the rewrite rule? If you can show us.
Means that I have to add on the rewrite rule.
Oh, this is your rewrite rule. Oh, sorry. Okay, your rewrite rule, NPVP, this one no, this one. And then you take the NP and you put here, NP is equals to, in this sentence is ibu lah. Okay, right, now. And then your VP, and then you take, after you for this specify N, then you take the VP. So you put here, VP is what? So VP has the verb, the noun phrase, and the preposition phrase. That's what I mean. So your VP here is V, noun phrase, only even though it's only one. Actually, bubur kacang is we start with an NP lah. Everything is an NP and then baru N. So V, NP, and then PP here under VP. And then we look at the PP lah. PP is prep and noun. Okay. Sebenarnya prep and noun phrase. And then you can say N is equals to N, rewrite as, we collect all the N. So N is ibu, bubur kacang, and dapur. And then we say, okay, after that is V. V is memasak. Then preposition is D. So kita specify at phrase level and at word level. Okay, so now let's look at your three. Ibu memasak bubur kacang. This prep P comes out from your VP. Dia kena keluar daripada VP ni, bukan daripada S.
Tak faham.
Your preposition phrase ni sekarang you lukis keluar dari S kan? Tak nak. Dia kena keluar daripada VP.
Kenapa?
Sebab dia di dapur menerangkan memasak. Itu tujuannya.
Okay.
That's why I say your S ini, your rewrite rule S, tak nak PP kat sini. So PP will go under VP.
Faham.
Faham?
Faham.
Alright. Okay. Any question from the rest? Thank you.
Doctor, it's me, Shane. Just now I answered. So for the PP, we are supposed to branch out to preposition and NP, right?
NP.
So the preposition becomes is the phrase that towards the end of, is it?
Preposition phrase towards the end of, towards. Okay, towards the end. Towards is a preposition. So by right, the end of the lane, the overall is an NP because there's a determiner there, so the signals that is an NP. But inside the NP, there's a PP. Of the lane is a PP.
Okay.
So actually, it's the N, determiner N is N, now. So you have here determiner, now. And then you have the whole thing is a PP. And the PP consists of a prep, which is off. And then an MP. An MP consists of determiner, the, and the noun lane. Dia ada macam inside there ada stacking lagi lah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So go back, read chapter 7, which is syntax. All these topics will be in the midterm. That's one. And then we're gonna have probably a midterm. Sorry, we're going to have a midterm, but there's going to be a quiz also. So the quiz will cover morphology and syntax. Yeah, the second quiz, we only have 2 quizzes kan. So one quiz we did on the intro. The second quiz will be on the morpho and syntax. And then your midterm, which I will do after the break, I guess. We find a time that, I give you longer to do. We'll do it after break lah, because after break actually Dr. Badrul comes in. I'm finished by week 7. I should finish week 7. But probably that's a good time to do the quiz. And then week 9 when you come back, week 8 is the midterm break. So wait, if you look at today is week 5. Today is week 5. So another 2 lectures I finish. So by week 7, which is 26th of November, we will have a class 11 to 1. So we're going to do like half an hour of the quiz lah. Here. Yeah. And then I'm going to give you some time to read the notes during your break. Your break is week 8, which is the week starting 30th of November. So you will get the full week off, midterm break. And then because after that, week 9, Dr. Bart will come in. He will do the usual lecture. I will find a time. I'll liaise with your class rep, which is a time that you can actually do the midterm. No class, you can focus. Then we do the midterm. And then you're done with me. So we will have your assessment will be your 2 quizzes and 1 midterm. And if I find that your marks are a bit low, I might use the group work to supplement for the marks. And then Dr. Bart will actually ask you to do a group work, do some research on some topic, and then I think he's supposed to then you present to the whole class based on your research too. And then he will evaluate you on that lah. Alright. And then the final exam is based on my part and his part. Okay. So I guess I could do semantics next time, and then the other time I can do another topic. Maybe 2 topics because we have I think my last class with you is a bit longer, 9 to 1 I think. Oh sorry, 11 to 1. 12, 2 hours je. Or maybe another topic lah. So 2 more topics from me. Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a good day. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you,
Selamat
Doctor.
makan tengah hari.
Terima kasih. Kena masak ni lepas ni.
Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome.
Doctor, I forgot to inform you that Amira from audiology can join to this class because she has fever.
Cannot.
Yes, cannot join today.
Macam mana? I always hear the opposite. Macam hari tu you cannot hear, but I dengar you can.
So Amira tu nak kena email doktor surat ke macam mana?
Yeah, she should just send me either a MC if she has one. Tapi because we are not really doing any quizzes hari ni, not that very pertinent lah, tak penting sangat lah kan. And I bet it is the only time that she did not come, so I think it should be okay. It's just that kalau kita perasan this student, a particular student keep missing class, then we should highlight that lah and ask for some proof. Okay?
So maksudnya dia just perlu email doktor.
Email saya saja, kalau ada bukti bagi attach kan.